Are you worried about your bills? And trying to decide what the best course of action is to resolve your financial problems? Many people start to wonder if they missed something as they move through their education. As adults, we should be aware of good financial management principles. It seems, though, that either a lot of students failed that course or it was never offered. The good news is that you don't need to get a degree from an Ivy League university to fix your financial problems. Here are 10 realistic steps to fix your money issues. Before starting, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more future updates. So let's start. Number 10. Think about freelancing. Do you know how many Americans work as independent contractors? You may want to take advantage of the opportunity to join the expanding freelancing community. As the gig economy continues to flourish, it's a fantastic opportunity to start saving money by getting a part-time job. The best thing about freelancing is that digital firms require nearly every kind of employee you can think of, even for the most straightforward occupations, such as typing and internet research. The biggest gig networks, like Upwork or Freelance, publish thousands of job announcements every day. Try it out, you might discover the ideal part-time job for your qualifications. Number 9. Live on cash for 2 weeks. When was the last time you paid cash for everything you bought? By using debit and credit cards, many people develop bad financial habits and lose the ability to distinguish between what they can afford to pay for and what they can afford to buy. If you have the cash to make a purchase or not, it is very obvious. The first thing you need to do is put all of your cards away for at least 2 weeks. Only use cash to make purchases when it is absolutely required. Give yourself a passing mark if you were successful after 2 weeks. Number 8. Become mindful of your spending. Think on what you learned about your spending patterns by just using cash. Was paying with cash rather than a credit card easier or harder? Did you have enough money to buy all you wanted to? Or did you only buy what you needed? How much money did you have left in the end? Using cards instead of cash can cause customers to spend up to 15% more money on each purchase, according to some studies. If you want debt relief that lasts a lifetime, be aware of your spending, because increased spending on every purchase adds up over time. Number 7. Find out where your money goes. Where does everything go? Money is in our bank account every payday, but it never seems to stay long enough. Being aware of where your money is going is a crucial part of good money management. And even the most seasoned financial expert finds this practice to be highly illuminating. The second task you have is to keep a spending log for at least 2 weeks. Make a note of your spending in a little notepad, on an app or piece of software, or an expense tracker. You may want to keep track of the money you spend on specific expenses, such as coffee or beverages out. Or you may find that tracking your spending in specific stores is simpler. In either case, you must have recorded at least 2 weeks' worth of expenditure data in order to pass this assignment. Just make sure to keep track of your actual spending rather than what you believe you need to be spending. Number 6. Create a spending plan or budget. One of the wisest things you can do for your finances is to make a monthly plan for your expenditures. But this is the most frequently disregarded fix for most people's financial issues. A spending plan, which is another word for a budget, makes life so much simpler, since it gives you a framework for deciding how you want to spend your money. Ironically, you'll almost certainly never study it in a class at Cambridge or Harvard. Not to single out these institutions, but the majority of colleges don't instruct students on how to make a budget. Your third project is to create an outline of your budget in order to help with this lack of training. Here is a personal budget worksheet to get you started, or check out Interactive Budgeting Tool that walks you through the entire process. If you've never made a household budget that works, use what you discovered when you tracked your expenditures to create a budget based on accurate data. Start by chopping an expense out of your budget by 50% if there is one. This will demonstrate your ability to persevere over the long haul. You'll know you've completed this task well if you can make budgeting a regular part of your life. Number 5. Replacement for one large expense in your monthly budget. It is simpler to eliminate an expense or alter a habit if you switch it out for something else. Plan how you will replace the pricey coffee you buy on the way to work. For instance, if you wish to stop the habit, you may purchase a new travel mug for yourself and some coffee you like to drink, and can make at home. Then alter your routine, such as taking a different route to work, so that you are not tempted to stop for coffee anyhow. Your fourth task is to identify one expense that is really eating up your budget and come up with alternatives. Just one example is reducing your coffee consumption. What about cutting back on your spending on hobbies and recreational activities? Stopping smoking? Or entertainment expenses? When all of your bills are current and there is some extra money in your bank account, you will know that you have successfully completed this project. Number 4. Identify expenses you can reduce. Decide which budgetary areas need additional attention throughout the course of the upcoming month. Look for ways to reduce the cost of your utility bills. When you're not home, turn down the heat, turn out the lights, and wash your clothing in cold water rather than hot. If you have both a house phone and a cell phone, ask yourself if you truly need both. It could be difficult to change routines. Make a note of any products or services you are still paying for but no longer need. Many clients just allow their bundled services to continue on a month-to-month basis, even when their needs have changed. This could be as a result of their being too busy to properly study their bills. But taking the time to do so and contacting the service providers to change service plans or completely stop receiving services can help you find a lot of hidden money. If you haven't guessed it yet, your fifth task is to identify the expenses you can reduce before developing a plan to put your changes into action. If you don't know where to begin, here is a sampling of our most popular financial tips. You'll know this project is finished when your bills start to go down a little bit. Number 3. Create a plan to pay off your debt. Given that everyone has some, is it really such a huge deal? It is indeed feasible. If your debt has accumulated gradually over time, you need real debt solutions that work with your lifestyle rather than quick fixes that you can't keep up. Your income will likely decrease over time, possibly after you retire, as interest rates finally start to climb. When one of these things occurs and you have relied on credit to get by, you will need to make some unpleasant choices. When you deal with your debt sooner rather than later, you have more options. Despite this, many people delay seeking debt relief due to embarrassment or a lack of knowledge about where to turn. Here is some of our best guidance on debt management. Using the guidance in this section. Complete assignment 6 by developing a plan to pay off your debts while maintaining an acceptable standard of life. You can only pass this assignment if you have a realistic plan that takes into account the things you gained from the previous 5 projects. Number 2. Keep improving your level of financial literacy. One of the best traits a top university can cultivate in its students is the desire to learn more. Learning from our mistakes in whatever way is advantageous, especially when we educate ourselves on better debt and money management strategies. Increasing our financial awareness is always a good thing. But remember that the journey, not the end point, is what matters. The 7th thing you need to do is keep learning. Accept additional responsibilities or tasks from the common sense school, with the help of life skills that further solidify your new money habits. Your budget will stay on track, you'll stay out of financial trouble, and you'll be able to successfully plan for the future. And this graduate deserves to be celebrated. Number 1. Get help with your debts and your budget. If you need help managing your bills and finances, don't be afraid to ask for it. Even though completing your final project is optional, doing so will get you extra credit. Seek professional, unbiased advice from a reputable nonprofit credit counseling organization for a second perspective on your spending plan and your debt repayment plan. You'll know you've done well on the work if you finish it knowing more about how to realistically apply your budget and manage your debts. Any worthwhile solution needs time to be put into practice. Your debt didn't build up overnight, and paying it off will probably take as long as getting an Ivy League education. This is it for today's video. What do you think of our video? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more future updates. Thanks for watching.